Hey guys, I wanted to do a video where I go over everything that I have vibe coded. So the first thing that I ever vibe coded was a global chessboard called globchess.com. I remember the time when I started using LLMs. It was GPT-3, I think. And for some time I have been copying and pasting from the browser. Then I switched to Sonnet 3.5, 3.7, and generally at this time I was just vibe coding my global chessboard. After that I went and coded a browser extension that I had a dream one night that because I was using my Kindle, Amazon Kindle, and I had a dream where I could just highlight the entire internet. And I built a large extension product, whatever, that many people use. And just imagine you go on a website and you see something highlighted by other people because a lot of people use it. So essentially, I told myself I would push this to the end, and I even shot a cinematic video for this.
I recalled when I forgot. I thought and I recalled. Then
and it got me to talk to investors, but well, it's not really a product that can scale, and there are a lot of products like that. Then the next thing I coded was TextWrite, which is a markdown editor basically in the browser. I was using a lot of Notepad++ when I was using Windows, and I wanted a similar experience, something that I can just write notes in, and I don't care about them. So it's all local storage. I don't get to save them. The next thing that I built is called Diffume. It is a terminal TUI. It is a TUI in my terminal so that I can look at the diffs of my projects. When the models that I'm using make some changes, I want to be seeing those changes, but I don't want to be going outside of my terminal. I built this because at this point I was not really writing the code, but I was mostly reading the code. Then I built a streaming extension for my OBS so that whenever I change windows with CMD and tap, they would just go focused. I built this because I wanted to figure out how to handle the different ratio of my macOS screen, because it's not 90/20 by 1080. So that's why I built it. Then I built a application for iOS to keep track of my shaving cycles on my head. I haven't been putting in the work, as you can see now, but the idea of this application is to just track the shave cycles for bald people. And I wanted to also try and prove an idea I had that you can use both Stripe and Revenue Cut where I'm generating license keys, and it worked to an extent, but it has some bottlenecks. You can read about this on my blog if you want. Other than that, the next thing I vibe coded was basically an autonomous agent that runs for 24 hours, and I wrote about this as well. It got a lot of attention online, and then I turned it into a more intelligent agent that I just put inside of my Kubernetes cluster in my Argo CD, and it is basically a site reliability engineer that is working on code. It is called Lucas, and I put it under the label of A2W, which is a space where I'm doing experiments and stuff with AI and agents. A2W stands for Autonomous Twins. Then the next thing I vibe coded was a cost enforcer for my Neon organization, because I want to be able to enforce my projects being stopped in case I go over some billing limit, and it was still not available in the dashboard, so I built it through the API. Another thing that I built is a ghost writing application with the idea of helping me in scheduling social media posts, managing social media posts for a couple of friends that I am working with. Another thing I vibe coded is a website called generalized.dev. I built it with the idea to store skills, and the general philosophy behind the website is that our skills are now generalized, right? But this is still a work in progress. Another thing that I built is called A2W Darling, again under the hood of A2W. It is an autonomous agent, not fully autonomous actually, it's more like an agent. It is not yet autonomous, but it is an agent that is basically OpenClaw, but with a code base that I can manage and understand, just like doing things my way. For it, I also started building a thing called Innkeeper, which is a secrets manager, secrets vault for AI agents, because I don't want to leak secrets into the context of my AIs. And I also want to give them identity. It's kind of like an IAM store, I don't know, an IAM adapter with a secrets store altogether, an IDP maybe, identity provider in a way. Anyway, and what else? I vibe coded my own personal website, my blog. And I think this is pretty much it. I might be missing a few things, but for me personally, my personal own software, this is pretty much all the things that I vibe coded. I have vibe coded stuff for customers as well. One time we had a case where a Terraform provider was not good enough for what I wanted to do. I mean, it was good enough, but it was just too complex. So I vibe coded a terminal CLI with Node.js that interacts with the API of Auth0, which was the provider we were using for authentication. And this worked out very well. Another time I vibe coded an internal portal with Next.js that interacts with the Azure API so that management can get all the questions that they're asking me in a beautiful dashboard instead of going and asking me. So yeah, I think this time this is everything that I have vibe coded. Let me think. Yeah, that's about it. This is everything. So yeah, I just wanted to make a video, a little recap of everything that I did. I don't know, that's it. Thank you for watching, and until next time.